Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Easy Way, the podcast where we share real stories about how learning English changed people's lives. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I have a very special guest with me. Miguel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm so happy to be here. This is exciting.
Miguel, I'm so glad you're here. Today, you're going to share your amazing story with our listeners. But first, let me ask you, where are you from?
I'm from a small town in Mexico. It's called San Miguel. It's beautiful, but very small. Only about 5,000 people live there.
5,000 people? That is small. And do many people speak English there?
No, not really. When I was growing up, maybe only 2 or 3 people in the whole town spoke English. Most people never leave the town, so they don't need English.
I see. So how did you become interested in learning English? Let's start from the beginning.
Well, it's an interesting story. When I was 15 years old, I was working in my father's small restaurant. We made traditional Mexican food, tacos, enchiladas, that kind of thing.
15 years old and already working? That's young.
Yes, in my town, many children work to help their families. It's normal. Anyway, one day, a couple came to the restaurant. They were tourists from the United States. They looked at the menu, but they couldn't understand Spanish.
Oh no, what happened?
They tried to order food, but we couldn't understand them. I tried to help, but I only knew 2 words in English, hello and thank you. That's it. We used our hands, we pointed at pictures. It was, how do you say, very confusing?
We say very confusing. Yes, that's perfect. So what happened? Did they get their food?
Finally, yes, but it took 30 minutes just to order. They wanted chicken tacos, but we almost gave them fish tacos. They were very patient, very kind, but I felt ashamed.
Ashamed? Why?
Because I couldn't help them. I couldn't communicate. After they left, I thought, Miguel, you need to learn English. The world is bigger than this small town.
That's a powerful moment. So that day changed everything?
Yes! That night, I told my father, Papa, I want to learn English. He said, why? We live in Mexico. We speak Spanish. But I said, maybe one day I want to see the world. I need English for that.
What did your father say?
He was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled and said, okay, mijo, if you want to learn, I support you.
So, you decided to learn English. But Miguel, in a small town with no English speakers, that must have been very difficult. How did you start?
Oh, Sarah, it was so difficult. First, I had no money for classes. English schools were only in the big cities, and they were expensive.
So, what did you do?
I borrowed an old English book from my school library. It was very old, from 1985. The pages were yellow, and some pages were missing, but it was all I had.
And you taught yourself.
I tried. Every night after work, I studied for 1 hour. I learned the alphabet, simple words like cat, dog, house, car. But Sarah, let me tell you, English pronunciation is crazy.
Yes, I know. Many people say that. Can you give me an example?
Yes, the word though and the word thought. They look similar, but they sound completely different. And don't get me started on tough, through, and thorough.
You're absolutely right. Even native speakers think English spelling is confusing. So, how long did you study alone with just that old book?
About 6 months, but I had a big problem. I could read a little, I could write a little, but I couldn't speak. I had no one to practice with.
That's a common problem for language learners. You need conversation practice. So, what did you do?
I had a crazy idea. In my town, there was an old computer at the library. It was slow and old, but it had internet. So I went there and I found English videos on YouTube.
That's great. What kind of videos?
Everything. Videos for children, cooking shows, music videos. I watched them again and again. I repeated what they said. The librarian thought I was crazy. She saw me sitting there talking to the computer screen.
That's dedication. Did it help?
Yes, but I made funny mistakes. One time, I watched an American cartoon for children. The characters said things like, "Oh boy," and "Gee whiz." So I learned these phrases.
Oh no! Those are very old-fashioned expressions.
I know that now, but back then, I didn't know. So when I tried to speak English, I sounded like a grandfather from the 1950s.
That's hilarious. But you know what, Miguel? Those mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes them. So you were studying alone, watching videos, making funny mistakes. When did things start to change for you?
When I was 17, something amazing happened. A new hotel opened in the town next to mine, about 20 kilometers away. It was a small hotel for tourists who wanted to see the mountains and the countryside.
And they needed English speakers?
Exactly. They put up a sign, "Looking for workers who speak English." I saw that sign and my heart started beating fast. This was my chance.
Did you apply for the job?
I was scared, but yes. I took the bus to the hotel. I walked inside, and the manager asked me, "Do you speak English?" I said, "Yes, I speak little English." My hands were shaking.
Shaking because you were nervous?
So nervous. He said, "Okay, let's test your English." Then he asked me questions in English. "What's your name? Where are you from? Why do you want this job?"
Could you answer?
I tried my best. I spoke slowly. I made mistakes. Sometimes I didn't know a word, so I tried to explain it in a different way. After 5 minutes, he stopped me.
Oh no, what did he say?
He said, "Your English is not perfect. You make mistakes. But I can see you really want to learn. I can see you try hard. I'll give you a chance."
He gave you the job.
Yes, I was so happy I almost cried. He said, "You'll work at the front desk. You'll talk to tourists, help them with questions, make reservations. It won't be easy, but you can do it."
That must have been scary, talking to tourists every day with limited English.
Terrifying. My first day, a British couple came in. They spoke so fast. I understood maybe 30% of what they said.
Only 30%? What did you do?
I did something smart. I asked them to repeat. I said, I'm sorry, could you please speak more slowly? I'm still learning English." And you know what?
What?
They were so nice. They spoke slowly. They used simple words. They helped me. Most tourists were like that. When they saw I was trying, they wanted to help me.
That's beautiful. People appreciate effort.
Yes, and every day I learned more. I learned hotel words like reservation, check-in, check-out, room service. I learned how to give directions. Turn left, turn right, go straight.
Your English was improving fast.
It was. After 6 months at the hotel, I could have normal conversations. I still made mistakes, but I wasn't afraid anymore. That was the big change. I wasn't afraid to speak.
So you worked at the hotel, your English improved, you gained confidence. What happened next?
After 2 years at the hotel, something incredible happened. One day, an American businessman came to stay at the hotel. His name was Mr. Robert. He owned a company that made furniture.
Furniture, like tables and chairs?
Exactly. He was in Mexico to meet with Mexican furniture makers. He wanted to buy their furniture and sell it in the United States.
And you met him at the hotel?
Yes, he stayed for 1 week. Every day we talked. He asked me about my life, my town, my dreams. I told him everything. How I taught myself English, how I wanted to see the world, how I loved learning.
He sounds like a nice person.
Very nice. On his last day, he said something that changed my life. He said, "Miguel, I have a job opportunity for you. My company needs someone in Los Angeles, someone who speaks English and Spanish, someone who can work with Mexican suppliers. Would you be interested?"
Los Angeles? That's a huge opportunity.
I couldn't believe it. Me? Going to the United States? I said, "Mr. Robert, are you serious?" He said, "Yes, I'm very serious. I think you would be perfect for this job."
What did you say?
I wanted to say yes immediately, but I was scared. I had never left Mexico. I had never been on an airplane. Los Angeles was huge, millions of people. My little town had 5,000 people.
That's a massive change. Did you say yes?
I told him, "Can I think about it?" He said, "Of course. Take your time." That night, I couldn't sleep. I thought about everything.
What made you decide?
I remembered that day when I was 15, the American couple in my father's restaurant, how I couldn't help them, how small I felt. I thought, "Miguel, you learned English for this reason, to have opportunities. Now you have one. Take it."
So you accepted.
The next morning, I called Mr. Robert. I said, "Yes, I want this job. Thank you for believing in me." He laughed and said, "Great! We'll help you with your visa, your plane ticket, everything. Welcome to the team."
Miguel, that's amazing. So you moved to Los Angeles. How old were you?
I was 20 years old. It was 3 years after I started learning English. 3 years from knowing only hello and thank you to moving to America.
That's incredible progress. Tell us about your first day in Los Angeles.
Oh, Sarah, I'll never forget it. The airplane landed and I looked out the window. I saw this massive city. Buildings everywhere, cars everywhere, lights everywhere. I thought, what did I do? This is crazy.
Culture shock.
Big culture shock. Everything was different. The food, the weather, the people, the language. Well, they spoke English, but American English sounded different from my YouTube videos.
What do you mean?
In Los Angeles, people spoke so fast, and they used slang, words I never learned. Things like, "What's up? That's cool. No way." I was so confused.
I can imagine. How did you adapt?
The first month was hard. I was lonely. I missed my family. I missed my town. I missed Mexican food. American food was different.
But you didn't give up.
No, I remembered why I came. Every morning, I woke up and said, "Miguel, you can do this. You learned English from zero. You can learn this too."
What was your job like?
I worked as a coordinator. I talked to furniture makers in Mexico. I talked to customers in the United States. I helped with orders, with shipping, with problems. It was challenging, but I loved it.
And your English continued to improve.
So much. At work, I had to write emails in English, answer phone calls in English, attend meetings in English. At first, I wrote everything down before meetings. I practiced what I wanted to say.
That's smart preparation.
My coworkers helped me too. When I made mistakes, they corrected me kindly. They never laughed at me. They encouraged me. One coworker, Jessica, became my friend. She helped me learn American expressions and slang.
Having a supportive environment is so important.
Yes, after 6 months, I felt comfortable. After 1 year, I felt like Los Angeles was my home. I made friends, I explored the city. I even took a class at a community college to improve my business English.
Miguel, it's been an incredible journey. Looking back now, how do you feel about learning English?
Miguel, it's been an incredible journey. Looking back now, how do you feel about learning English? Sarah, learning English changed everything for me. It opened doors I never imagined. It gave me confidence. It gave me opportunities. It gave me friends from all over the world.
You still work for the same company?
Actually, no. 2 years ago, I got promoted. Now I'm a manager. I have my own team. I help the company work with suppliers in Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador.
That's wonderful. From a small-town restaurant to a manager in Los Angeles?
I know. Sometimes I still can't believe it. And Sarah, I want to say something important. My English still isn't perfect.
What do you mean?
I still make mistakes. Sometimes I use the wrong word. Sometimes I don't understand everything. But that's okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is communication.
That's such important advice for our listeners.
Yes, many people don't speak English because they're afraid of mistakes. But mistakes are how we learn. Every mistake is a lesson.
Miguel, what advice would you give to someone who's starting to learn English right now?
I have 5 pieces of advice. First, start now. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just start.
Good advice. What's the second?
Second, use what you have. I didn't have money for classes, so I used library books and YouTube. Today, there are so many free resources online. Use them.
Number 3?
Third, practice every day, even if it's just 15 minutes. Consistency is more important than quantity.
Absolutely. And number 4?
Fourth, don't be afraid of mistakes. Speak even if it's wrong. Every conversation makes you better.
And the 5th piece of advice?
Fifth, remember your why. Why do you want to learn English? For me, it was opportunity and freedom. When learning gets hard, and it will get hard, remember your reason. That will keep you going.
Those are 5 excellent pieces of advice. Miguel, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you for having me, Sarah. It was wonderful to share my story.
Before we finish, I want to ask one more question. What would you say to your 15-year-old self, that boy in the restaurant who couldn't help the American tourists?
I would say, Miguel, that moment when you feel ashamed, that's the moment your life changes. You're going to work hard. You're going to feel frustrated. Sometimes you're going to want to give up, but keep going. Because in 5 years, you'll be living in Los Angeles. You'll be speaking English every day. You'll be living a life you can't even imagine right now. Keep going, mijo. It's worth it.
That's beautiful, Miguel. And listeners, remember, Miguel's story started with one decision. One moment when he said, I want to learn English. Your story can start today, too.
Yes, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Thank you again, Miguel. And thank you to all our listeners. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and never give up on your English learning journey.
Good luck, everyone. You can do it.
This has been English Success Stories. I'm Sarah, saying goodbye for now. See you next time.
Goodbye. Adios. Vocabulary notes for learners. Useful expressions from this podcast. That changed everything. Something that made a big difference. I couldn't believe it. I was very surprised. Take your time. Don't hurry. Keep going. Continue. Don't stop. What's up? Informal greeting. Culture shock. Feeling confused in a new culture. I can imagine. I understand how you felt.